don't need to do.
Yeah.
No, you definitely.
Oh boy, this is like a candy store. You know what I mean? We just got into the store.
Looking straight
So
down.
you may not want to buy
Copy.
too quickly. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We've got a bunch of Clatterizids already.
Okay.
I think maybe we'll just hold off a little bit.
Okay, sure. Okay, watch, pilot. We can we? Oh, look at that little polynoid. How cute. Okay, and so there's a beautiful little polynoid polychaete or scale worm. Oh my God, there's so much living here. Another type of Clatterizid potentially. More crinoids, barnacles. This dead sponge is just absolutely laden with life.
Got about
But I
30
thought your point was really
seconds
well
here.
taken, because many
Maxed
of the
out.
other live pieces of biology we've seen don't appear to have this many
Those
commensals.
little guys.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So
They
it's
do
really
have
interesting.
some, but this is just, you know, a whole different level.
Ooh, there's a nice view in Sirius right now.
Beautiful
if you're a geology person.
crinoids. Okay, great. Thank you, pilots. That's brilliant. We're happy to move on when you are.
Okay. Come my video.
Okay, coming wide. That's full wide.
Copy.
What would you say the strike of that is?
I'm not sure. Once you come in on Sirius and a little. Oh, let's see. I've got more returns to
Yeah,
my
you're
starboard
going
than
even
anything.
up a little bit, but I think it continues on more to your port.
Okay. It's hard to say.
High pack sketch right in the center.
So Watchley, do we want to stay along the edge of this, or do we want to be on top, or are we just following the biology?
I think we'd like to see if we can get on top and look to see what kind of biology there is there, because we would assume there might be more. But I can check with the shore base team.
Yeah, it looks like he's just on the edge of the top. So
Okay.
if to his starboard is more of the top of the slope.
Okay, let
You
me
can lose the
find
sketch
out with
video.
them. So shore base science team, particularly Chris, I think, do we want to try to run along the top of the ridge? We're evidently sort of on the side of it right now.
I like to follow up the side that has the most corals, and so if this side has the most corals, let's follow the corals. Also, there's one straight ahead, this lyrate one, in the upper left corner, and that would be good to get a close-up of. This is certainly different. This is a bamboo as well.
Okay,
I copy.
thank you. So I guess why I'm asking, Chris, is that we haven't, I think we've been on the side pretty much the whole time. So
Come down
we
with
could
Yeah,
continue to
just a
follow
touch,
these corals,
maybe.
but we don't know what's at the top of the ridge right now.
Try to get some dark background on these, but
I see. Well,
Totally up to
we
you.
could go find out. We
Yep.
could image this one and maybe shoot over there and see if it's better hunting grounds on the other side.
Okay, great. So now this is watch lead.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah, go ahead, Watchley.
So I think you
Copy.
kind of nailed it. Like I think we'd like to go try to get and achieve the top of the ridge to see if there's more stuff. But if not, we'd probably want to drop back down to follow where
Okay,
we
video.
see the
Come on
density
in.
of corals.
Okay, so I'll plot a course that shoots across the top, so that we can see the other side of the ridge, along with the
Copy.
top, and then
we can
we
keep
can
coming.
decide from
Let's
there.
get a view of the polyps.
I think that would be awesome. Thank you.
And I'll try to rotate you here a little bit. Get more light. And whatever that guy is up there.
Okay, are you ready for the current name for this animal?
We are ready, Chris. Tell us.
Keratoicidinae I4 clad.
That's
Is there a number in that name?
sounds like a not real name because it's, I'm going to guess, undescribed so far. Is that correct? Or being reevaluated?
And that was the fancy way of saying it's not described
Yeah.
yet.
What is that?
These are one of the ones
Diva?
that Chris and I guess, not Chris, Les and Scott are working on. I am not sure. Chris, do you know what this commensal is? Can we get a better zoom?
Is that full?
Are they more zoom?
That's max zoom.
That's about all we're going to get. Watch lead.
I am not sure.
How are we doing, Copilot?
We're doing all right. I'm at 75 degrees.
Copy.
Not sure. We'll have to remain a mystery.
Okay, I think there's another one to the right. Did you see one over there, video? It's come partial wide.
I don't think oh, let's see. Coming partial?
Hold there. Any other ones? Maybe not.
I don't see any.
I'm just imagining things. Yeah. Okay, well, let's come wide.
Okay, coming wide.
Hey,
That's
gentlemen,
full
I'm going to
wide.
put you on a course of 255 for 60 meters at point 2. That should take you across the top of this and close to the other side. If
Copy
that
that.
works for you.
Works for me.
Works for me. I'll turn.
Thank you both.
255.
Sort of a diagonal across it.
Okay. Yeah, whatever they want to do.
So we've kind of been on, I believe, the east side of this ridge. So what we're going to do is sort of wander up the slope a little bit, try to attain the top of the ridge. We might even cross
Bridge,
over
I
and
mean,
look
yeah.
at the other side and make a determination where we think we're going to see the highest density of animals.
I'd like to request a ship maneuver, 60 meters, at a bearing of 255 degrees, at a speed of decimal 2 knots. That's correct, thank you. Move initiated.
Copy that.
Hey, video, how do you like the light pool right now?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do you have enough light in front of you, or is there too much light, or not enough light out in front?
Man, I'm just amazed by these
There's
manganese crust
not a lot of light
textures. They're
on the
so
outside.
so
Yeah.
pebbly,
The outer
and they're
one.
so easy to
It seems
say,
bluer
look,
than
it's manganese
normal,
crust.
or darker than
Can't really
usual
say
for
what's
some
underneath them.
reason.
We can definitely
Well,
say it's
one of
manganese crust.
the big things with this dive is he's going to be off the bottom. He's not going to be as close most of the time. Like
Okay.
he might get closer as the amount of corals dissipates, but he's going to be looking through more water
Gotcha.
to get to what he's looking at. So that might be part of the blueness,
Okay.
possibly. So, but we can adjust the lights and try to get a better view as we go along.
Okay.
Just let us know what you want.
Sounds good.
Just so many different types of corals we're seeing. Brazingid, a Brazingid sea star here. A purple camatulid crinoid. And I think all of these animals we've seen so far, no, not all, not the holothurian, but most of these animals we've seen so far on this dive have been suspension feeders, implying that there must be quite a bit of food passing through the water column in this area to support such huge amounts of life.
That's a gnarly looking guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
it's got a crinoid on it.
So, Nav, is this the top of the ridge?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
It might be. We're gonna go across the top.
Yep. I think-
regardless.
That's a big
Yeah,
guy
I think
back
that's a
there.
great plan so that we can see
Yeah.
what both sides of it look like.
Yeah.
It's a field of corals and sponge.
Is that a new song?
Yeah, wasn't it great? Think about recording it later.
Yep, live out to however many thousand people are watching today.
I felt they needed a little musical accompaniment.
So this Brazingid perhaps is a Brazinga genus from the genus Brazinga. I'll get a shot of from the front so we can see.
I think
On
Bazingas
another
are my
dead sponge
favorite.
stalk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one, I mean, you can still
Whoa.
see that it was the morphology of the sponge,
Sponge,
what it would
yeah.
have looked like when it was alive, just not brown.
Okay, video. Can we zoom Bazinga?
Okay.
Bazinga.
My favorite
For
one.
those of you following along, I've been calling these Bazinga pretty much since the beginning of the dives from Sheldon,
Sorry.
The Big Bang Theory.
No, actually, I'm not. I don't think it is a Brazinga.
I wasted my really good
We do
point
have
on
an
that.
image of this one in the OER guide, but it doesn't have an ID further than Brazingidae. Interesting.
It is very interesting.
And there's also a tiny little crab, I think, or squat lobster up in the right-hand corner of that sponge. Okay, great. Thank you, pilots.
Sure, you want to hold their video and check out this guy?
Ooh, another one of these
Hello,
Anthemastus
pilot.
corals.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Keep coming
coming in a little bit. Okay, I think I have more zoom.
Okay, you can give it all you got, just a
Okay.
quick
Next zoom.
establishing ID there. And when you're clear, let me know. We can come full wide. Oh, sorry.
It's all good. There. I think I got the spiracles, right?
Okay.
Cool.
Let's come wide.
Alrighty, going wide. Let's full wide.
Copy. You can lose in video.
And we're just
I
continuing
guess we're
on.
going up still.
Going up a little bit more. Still moving a little upslope.
Yeah.
And once we establish what we've seen on both sides of the ridge and across the top, we'll then probably try to follow the highest density of organisms.
Just get a shot of what's out here.
There's a holotherian.
I see that. Good spot.
I think that's the other side right up there.
Okay. Is that a fish just hanging out right there?
Oh, yeah. Can we
Come
zoom
in.
on the fish, please? Good spot.
Coming in.
Go ahead.
So this is a type of ophidiid, or cuscule.
Just hold their video.
Okay, holding.
Actually,
Do you want me to come
yeah, come
a little
on.
bit wider?
Yeah.
We
How's
can't
that?
quite get a
Come
good
in
look
and,
at his face right now, but he does have quite a couple scratches on his
Come
body.
wide. Come
Okay,
full wide.
coming wide.
See if we can get a look at his face.
Yes, this is Bruce. I wish we could get a closer look at the site of this thing and the face, because I'm not even sure that it's a cusk eel. There's a type of very deep-bodied true eel that we saw in the Hawaiian Islands that really puzzled us, and there's a chance that this could be the same thing. The closest thing that we could come up with was a family called Colocongridae, which are deep-bodied enough that they almost don't look like eels. And I'm wondering if this is the same thing. We'd have to see the kind of the area on the side underneath the head to see if it's got any thread-like ventral fins. I'm not seeing those. Well, I'm not even sure about the order on this. But Chris, do you remember that deep-bodied eel-like fish that we saw in the Hawaiian Islands?
Yes, I do, and I don't know what the jury decision was on it finally.
This guy's seen some battles.
Even the eel experts weren't able
That guy's kind of ripped up.
Name on that one, so it was something very not recorded. I think this may be eel. I don't see any kind of pelvic fins, but I have to say we're getting a lot of blurring on our images here, so I'm not getting a really clear look at this. If anybody with a better view can see any thread-like pelvic fins hanging down from the throat area, let us know.
So Bruce, I'm just wondering, we've seen quite a couple fish, deep-sea fish, that have had quite a bit of scarring on them. Do you know if this is some kind of, as a result of fighting, or as a result of
trying to hide from you.
mating rituals, or anything else?
Like
I mean,
the slowest evader
what are the kind of hypotheses as to why they have so much scarring?
You had a couple of good ideas there, and I can't say which among those would be correct. So maybe scarring from trying to feed and scavenging, or interactions with predators or with their own species. And mating, I don't know about. I don't know if many of the fish actually sort of bite each other during mating or spawning. Some of the sharks do. That's known. But my guess would probably be
really cool
damage that's occurred to their skins during feeding when they're trying to dig into areas to grab food, maybe trying to chase down little crustaceans in crevices and amongst rocks and things like that. That's purely a guess.
I think that's the holotherium.
Perhaps they're just clumsy. I mean, I think I look quite a lot like that after being on this
maybe
boat
went up
for
under that ledge.
2 weeks.
Well.
Yeah, Les suggested that it looks like damage from nets and all. That's probably not likely because we're not seeing netting down here, and these aren't areas that people trawl. And I'm sure that wasn't a real suggestion by Les. But similar sorts of damage from movement through the rocks, even dashing to avoid predators or to grab food might occur with that. And yeah, I can relate to the being clumsy, definitely, even here on land.
So there's a coral on the upper left corner that I don't think we've imaged yet, and it's coming into view right now. I think they're centering up on it. If we could get a close look at this.
This one right here, right above lasers.
Do you mean the branching white one, Chris? Yes, Watchley. I think that's what he's going for.
You're Watchley.
I mean, pilot. I'm sorry.
Come on in.
Okay,
so this is going to be one of these Thurigorgia, perhaps Thurigorgia militaris is what we believe this is from a specimen collected in the Northwest Hawaiian Islands last year.
We don't have much time here.
Great, thank you, Chris. And we can also see that it had 2 commensal ophiuroids living on it. Okay, pilot, that's great, thank you.
Okay.
And those ophiuroids likely from the family Ophiocanthidae.
Come wide, yeah.
So they want to see what's on the other ledge.
Okay, let's head over.
Yeah, which should be in front of you. I might need to push you a little bit more, but I think you have enough leash to get over there.
Okay.
So we're just zigzagging a little bit right now, trying
like
to make sure we understand the lay of the land and try to make sure that we figure out where the highest density of corals and sponges is so that we can continue to image them.
There we go.
So this looks like the other side of this ridge.
Perfect.
Looking down it here.
All right, so we've sort of attained, I think, the western side of the ridge. So, Chris, it looked to me like the highest density was sort of on top of the ridge, but I'll ask the pilot, actually. Where did you think you saw the most stuff?
This ridge right here is quite a bit.
Yeah, I think I think either ridge, but I think this one's got maybe a little more.
Okay.
Not sure.
It's not a big difference I'm seeing.
Yeah.
It just seems like right at the crest on either side has the maximum.
Okay, cool. So then I think we'd like to try to stick around these, like, want to follow these guys now?
Okay.
Yeah.
For as well as it works for you, obviously.
So what are we doing for a strike here? Something like...
I don't know. Kind of curves around.
I wonder if we could get a picture of that sponge we're about to go over. This is, again, a unique animal we haven't documented yet.
Pilot, can we zoom in on that sponge?
Sure thing.
In
I'll let you push
CNMI.
it a bit before we give you a move.
Okay.
So
So,
the ship is basically
Chris, the one
stopped
that's right in the
here,
middle right
or
now,
pretty
right?
close to stopping, so you have a little more swing, and then...
That's correct, on the stock.
Great, we will get there.
Thank you, Bridge. So you have a little more swing, and then you should be stopped.
Okay.
So this is the ET sponge. It's,
Oh, wow.
in the genus Bolosoma.
Oh, so cute.
It totally
What?
looks like ET. You're totally right.
That's cool.
So, I'm sorry, Chris, can you tell us more about this sponge?
Yes, so it's in the family Euplectellidae. It's soft on top, and then it's got sort of a fibrous
come on in, video.
but consolidated stem. And we don't know what this is. We call it Bolosoma species 3 right now. We have collected Bolosoma species 1 and species 2. We've got a lot of imagery on this one yet. But as the dive progresses and we're not seeing better collection candidates, this would be another possible sponge collection candidate a little further on. And I don't know what else to say about it, except that it's an undescribed, uncollected species right now.
Great, thank you, Chris. And yes, we will definitely note that down as a possible collection later on.
It totally looks like ET. I'm stunned. I may have just watched ET before getting on the ship.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a
So
really long time.
it's very,
one of the
very
things
clear in my
you'll
memory.
note- One of the things you'll note about this sponge is, on the Caulophacus, if you remember how it attaches, the stem comes up and then goes into sort of a hollow area in the back of the sponge where it actually attaches to the ball at the end. And in this particular case, it attaches right on the underside of the sponge, and that's one of the ways that you can tell Bolosoma from Caulophacus.
Very cool.
Are we through here, watch lead?
I think so.
Okay.
Chris, are we ready to move on?
Phone home.
Yes, that's fine. We can move on.
Great, thank you.
Okay, come wide.
Okay.
Video.
Moving wide.
Got you at 90
All right, that
degrees.
might be my
Copy
favorite
that.
sponge so far,
That's
even if
full
it's
wide.
not predatory.
Copy. Thank you, video.
Get you more vision.
I turned to 210.
Yeah, so if you
Okay,
guys want
good
to
deal.
see if you can find the strike, looks like something around 210 maybe.
210.
Might be closer to
220.
no,
Yeah, I think a little.
maybe.
I want to keep Sirius on top of the ridge, or
Oh.
close to the edge.
Well, then I'd say 210.
Let's do 220. We'll do 40 meters at 220 and see how that does.
All right. What was your last video? I didn't quite hear you. Were you trying to
Oh.
hail me?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I'll come in for skids though.
Yeah, go ahead. You can just do that,
Okay.
and if I'm setting down or something, I'll want it full wide so I can see him. But other than that, just feel free to lose him.
Okay, copy that.
Bridge, ROV
Coming down here and give you some more.
Copy.
Bridge, ROV nav.
There's something in that water column.
Yeah, I see that. Want to try to image it?
I'd like to request a
Go
ship
ahead.
move
Sure, I'll come in.
It's coming
40
at me.
meters.
Sorry.
at a
Stand by.
bearing 220
stand by.
at decimal 2 knots.
Yeah, I can't.
I might have blown it around there.
Oops.
Sure did.
That's correct. Thank you, Bridge.
Like a candle in the wind.
It's coming at me. It's got a tail, yeah?
It's blinking too, like a bioluminescence.
Yeah.
So that's a Tina 4. You can see the glinting colors
Oh, where you going, buddy?
from the cilia beating.
You can try to come in video.
Okay, coming in,
Catch him here. Hold there.
holding.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Keep-
Those are just
keep
so
coming.
cool.
Tina 4s
Keep
are
coming in.
pretty awesome.
Coming in.
So I think these are actually also
Quick.
known as sea gooseberries.
It's like a practicing focusing.
And yeah,
I was
they're
torturing
just sort of
Brian earlier.
hypnotic
Come,
with their
partial.
beating cilia
Okay,
and their
partial.
iridescent colors.
He might
That's partial.
give it one more go here while we're waiting a little.
Okay, going in. Come here, you.
Beautiful, and you can see its feeding tentacles extended. I think I can only see one feeding tentacle in this case, though. And I think usually they have two. Great, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, video.
Okay.
Come wide.
Coming wide.
It's hard to not blow him around. He's small. And there might be a holothorian right here. Or what is that? Blue? What is that?
That is not a common
Can we
color.
zoom in on the blue? Is it a coral? Is it fishing line?
I was going to say, is that something anthropogenic?
I feel like blue is not a color that you usually see
Come on in.
in the deep sea.
Coming in.
Yeah.
Yep, so that is a bit of fishing net. So that is our first piece of anthropogenic trash for today.
And in several days, actually.
And in several days, that is true.
Okay, you can come wide.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
coming wide.
And that makes the thing that I said earlier about the potential of scarring by nets, invalid, because I didn't expect to see derelict netting down here.
Losing skids.
Copy.
Is that taking you off the ridge?
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, it's not too wide of a ridge, so it's possible we see almost both sides here. Kind of narrows up a little bit.
If it did take him off, it's probably not by a ton.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just super narrow.
Yeah.
All right. Try to keep you on top of it.
Two, 3, 0 maybe.
Hey, now this is Watch Lead.
Yeah, go ahead, Watchley.
So I'm happily eavesdropping on what you guys are talking about. And I would say, like, if it is that narrow, if we can sort of zigzag and continue to look for the highest density of corals, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 220 is not bad. Takes you right up the middle of it, so you can jump on both sides.
Yeah. I'm happy with 220.
Is that another piece of net, or no? That's coral.
Where are you looking?
Center, bottom, or
Oh,
it's
down there.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's just a rock. I don't know. Yeah, it's just rock.
Oh, don't say that. Deb will get mad at you.
No, it's a beautiful rock, but it's not a
Better,
coral.
better navigator. I think my goal for the next 6 dives, including this one, is to get the words "just a rock" out of the ROV team's vocabulary. Astounding rock, fascinating rock, gorgeous rock.
We could say these are just corals, too.
That would be better.
Balance it out. That's just another bamboo coral.
Old rock, young rock.
You're going to get all the geologists involved on this one. Ooh, what's that?
So this is another dead sponge. We can tell because of the color.
Is there something sitting on it?
I don't think so. I think that's just
dead sponge?
dead sponge.
Yeah.
We don't really need to zoom on it.
You might want to bring your uppers back out again, co-pilot.
And it's just sitting on just a rock.
Got a lot of glare.
Uh-oh, now you're all in it.
You opened the door, Deb, and I'm afraid I tend to walk in when somebody does that.
That's okay, Chris. We appreciate your sense of humor, as do probably many of the people who are following along with us. Not all,
Can you
but
zoom
many.
in just a little more video? There's that
Oh, okay, yeah, that,
line on the left.
that yellow.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
There we go.
Hey, Nav, this is Watch Lead.
Go ahead, watch lead.
Can you tell me, like, how far it is to our second waypoint and whether we're making decent progress there?
We are making good time.
Great.
I can tell you our range right now. So, to waypoint 2,
Could we look at this coral
It's
that's
470
stretching off
meters.
to the right on the very edge of the right of the frame? This looks different.
Yeah, copy. We'll set up for it.
I'm sorry, Nav, could you repeat that?
Yeah, it's sort of
we
long,
are
kind of full
470
branchy one
meters
there.
from waypoint 2, 470.
Perfect. And then, actually, I think the other question is, what time do we have to come off bottom today?
1630.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's
Well, no.
No.
Earlier than that. Sorry. That's when we have to be at 15 meters.
Got
One
it.
second.
It's like
come on
15:30.
Ooh.
and video.
Okay, coming in.
You alright, Deb?
I'm fine.
So that's an off bottom time of
This is
320.
partial. Should I come in
320?
all the way?
Thanks.
Yeah, come on in.
Okay, coming in. That's max zoom.
Copy. Yeah, I'm walking on you. Sorry about that.
Oh, what are these weirdo things on them?
The little
Are they
orange things?
anemones?
They look like tiny anemones.
I mean, they also look a little strange. So, Chris, do you know what this coral is? Nice sided, a bamboo coral. Any further IDs?
Yeah, I was trying to see whether it's nodal or internodal. It looks like it's almost
Try to get
both,
a little
but
more
it's
here.
hard to tell. Because I saw some branching
Yeah.
at the node and some that don't appear to be branching at the node.
That's full zoom, you said, video?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's come up a little, see if they can check out the polyps a little better. Some of the closer ones. Or nodes.
You know what we need is we need
Thank you,
one of
Bruce.
those big spotlights to call Batman, but in this case it would be a bamboo spotlight to call Leslie Scott.
I will just mention that there's email, so you could try it that way, too.
There's also texting. It's a modern age.
That's true, Patty. I'm not sure we need the spotlight to accomplish this.
So Les has just chimed in. He's listening and watching, and he said he thinks that this is the Jasonisis clade. And he also is commenting on the beautiful commensals. He says he can't see the details of the polyps, however. Is this full zoom video?
Yes, it is.
Okay, come live video.
Okay.
Coming wide.
Okay, pilots, I think we can move on when you're
That's
ready.
full wide.
Okay, do you now want a closer look?
I mean, if you can get one, but
Of course.
Okay, so Les, sit tight. We are zooming in to get you a better look at those polyps.
Yeah, you got a little bit of time.
Copy.
I'll go to 90 for you just to have a reference.
Copy. That's great. Okay, come on in video.
Coming in.
Ship movie is complete too, so I should be done swinging here in a couple minutes of it.
Copy.
Okay, that's full zoom.
Roger. It's a little tighter watch lead.
Thanks very much. Let's give the, if you could hold it here for just a
Sure.
couple seconds so we can give them a good look.
Oh, is there some rolls there?
Aye. Big rolls.
Okay, Les, any thoughts?
Dry lap, this is Nav.
Okay, pilot, that should be great. Thank
Okay.
you very, very
Can
much.
you let Jim know that
Sure.
the wind is
Come on.
10 knots?
Coming wide.
Yeah, not 20.
Okay, that's full wide.
Copy, thank you.
I'll lose the skids once I give you more vision.
Yeah, let's tilt down a little for these guys.
There we go. Okay, gonna lose the skids.
Copy. And you can always lose that yellow tab as well.
Okay, sounds good.
So video, did you like the lights better before or now?
They're actually a little bit better now.
Better now? Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Is that a little hydroid there? Coming around for you.
A little hydroid.
Or a big hydroid? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm looking at something.
Crinoid?
I think I just was looking at something else. But yeah, there's a crinoid here. Come on in.
Okay, coming in. To the
I was looking at the
lily-looking
dark
guy.
black guy right behind him. But yeah, come on in. Cool.
Okay, that's partial.
So this is a beautiful Comanche crinoid. I think we saw one of these just a little earlier in the dive. Chris has named it as Sarametra. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, you can come wide.
Okay, coming
I
wide.
think they've seen those.
Full and baskets.
Copy. Thank you. I'll get out ahead here a little.
Yeah, what do we want to do for another move here?
That's a good question. Looks like it's pretty barren out there.
Maybe come a bit farther west
Yeah,
towards the edge again.
I'd say. Let's see. Let me lateral over. See if we can get the strike.
Although that looks like the edge right there.
I think so. It's just super narrow.
Like a 240 almost? Or
No.
230?
You could, yeah, get you at 230 or something. Looks, not sure if I see much past that.
Do we want to go back to the other side?
So this sponge right up ahead is Caulophacus, and it's a perfect illustration of what I was talking about. Caulophacus,
Yeah, I
the
don't
stem
see anything out there.
inserts in
Shoot out
sort of
more
the
to your
back
starboard.
of, or I don't know if you call it the bottom or the back, in sort of the
the
depression
back,
area of the sponge. It's called an ichthyotrial surface.
I wonder if this
Whereas
just kinda narrowed
bolosoma,
up more
the
than
stem
IPAC.
just inserts right on the bottom of the head. It has no sort of depression that it inserts in. And that's just one of the key things you notice when you're trying to differentiate the two.
I don't see much out there.
Great, thank you, Chris. And yes, I 100%
A
can
lot
see
of
what you
depth
mean.
stuff here.
Yeah.
So maybe back other side? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I'll take you at, let's do 60 meters at like
Yeah, I don't see
170.
Okay. 70.
I'll turn with you.
Okay. You can get it in. I'll try to run on over there.
We'll do 40. 40 at 170. see what that does.
So watch lead pilot.
Yes.
Hey, I don't know if you just saw, we looked out, and it looks like it's kind of the end of this string of life here. So we're going to go back to the other side.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you.
Sure.
Bridge, RV Nav.
No, go get lunch.
There's a lot more deposits of soil here.
Yeah.
Bridge, RV Nav.
I'm kind of taking a bad heading there, aren't I, co-pilot?
Just exploring.
That's what we do.
I explore the ocean.
Oh, this is much more heavily sedimented.
If this were if this ridge is a block that slid off the edge of
So we got some sediment on this side.
the scarp on the
other side have less
side
sediment?
of the seamount, this
Think so,
could
yeah.
be
So maybe we're just
closer
not-
to the
Looks like you're going uphill
original
here.
surface, and therefore you might expect more sediment on this side than on the other.
Because it was originally flat lying and
See
collecting
what
sediment.
this looks like before I call in that move.
Yeah, that's my guess, Deb.
To me, it looks like it's just going
Great.
to keep going down, right?
Well, that's unexpected.
It's interesting to me how rounded everything is here, but I have a
It's
feeling
just
that
like
might be just a lot of the
Come up
coverage
here
of
and
the
we just
manganese
kind of
crust.
skirted around that side.
Yeah.
Well, Chris thinks that this looks like pillow, and I'm not going to argue with him because we really don't know what this surface is.
And I would actually totally agree with that morphology. I mean, I think that in terms of shape, it does look like pillows, but I would be very hesitant to say that unless we actually had a sample. Because I think what we've been noticing on a lot of these dyes is that it's really hard to figure out the composition of the
Very
rock that you're
confusing.
picking up
Very.
if it's buried in either sediment or covered in a crust.
Yeah, I'm thinking more west, but
Keep going.
southwest.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what are you looking like? Yeah, I mean, you have that return of that big hill, but going west, or southwest, rather.
Maybe like
Maybe it's just a little divot here. It'll come back up on the other side. What do you think?
Yeah, take a look. I don't know.
Don't get too far out there, but you can check it out.
Yeah, there's no return.
Pilot, a video is going to switch out.
Copy that. Thank you, video. Well, actually, we're just trying to make sense of this terrain here. It's a little perplexing.
Nope. Take your time until we can figure out,
come-
by we I mean you, figure out what
I don't know.
it is we're
I
looking
would
at.
say we need to turn right to maybe 225, 230. Basically, go back
Keep going.
where those dead corals were and keep following that ridge.
Okay.
Essentially, yeah, over
Yeah,
here.
this might be a little depression.
Maybe this is depression.
Yeah, it must be like higher here,
Yeah.
and then it sort of comes up like this.
Okay.
Yeah, looking at Sirius's sonar.
Does that make sense? Little divot dead ahead. Slant range returns to the right where that mound is to the left and ridge to the right.
I'm turning with you.
Yeah.
Pilot.
So maybe like, what do you think? 210?
High pack makes it look like 210 would be good.
Well, we might have something over to the lower left corner that might be worth looking at. Looks like some
You were
type of
looking
small
back this way,
sponge
Chris,
whenever you're
which is
finished panning
uphill.
Right.
here.
Pilot, did you
we
hear
don't wanna
that?
go that
Maybe
way.
right on
So
the
let's go,
yeah,
corner.
just left edge.
Yeah, sort of that
It's
thing
kinda
near the
back.
bottom, the white.
Let's do
Can you
40
get over
meters
there,
to
or
it.
is that too hard to get to?
We can. That's kind of the way we don't want to go, but
Yeah.
we'll do it.
So-
We'll do it as far away as Zoom here.
Okay, great. So, Chris and the other shore-based scientists, I think they're finding themselves in a
Just
little
let me know
depression,
when
and they're
you
trying
get
to get out
Copy.
because this is probably not where we want to be. So we're going to try to zoom in, but we're not going to get
Okay,
super
go ahead,
close.
Roland. Just snap on that. There.
Also, what's swimming in the
Yeah,
water?
understood. Thank you. Yeah, even a snap zoom on it would be fine.
Great. All right, you got your snap zoom, so now you have to tell me what it is. Oh, that was bright.
I've got to wait for the image to quit pixelating.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you look at these contours, it looks like it goes down. and then
Okay,
up.
so
Okay,
my
come on.
best guess would be something that's called
I'm
saccocalyx.
right with you getting that
Although
movement.
it's a little weird, it's not got all the bumps on the
210,
outside surface of it that I'd
Like
expect.
40 meters.
But if it isn't saccocalyx, I'm not really sure.
40 sounds good.
Cool. Could you put it in the event log, Chris, when you have a moment?
Yeah, I'm punching it in now.
Bridge,
Awesome.
RV nav.
We're not going to get there, Roland.
Yep. Ship move, please. 40 meters at a bearing of 210
You could lose them.
at speed decimal 2 knots. That's correct.
Lose the skids, Roland.
Correct.
Thanks.
That's correct.
Nope, here comes another sponge.
You don't have a whole lot of leash.
Yeah. I'm going to try to lateral over there.
Okay. I can come down a little bit here.
I'm so excited. There are so many sponges here. And other things that I can't really identify. Is that a whip coral or is that something else?
Look at the whip.
Yeah, it's a whip coral, and there's a bunch of little things there, little chrysogorgids on there as well.
It's a little sea star.
Do you want to zoom on anything while
Super
they're
hot
trying to
there.
move, or are we okay?
We can come zoom here.
I think we've pretty much documented most of these.
Shot
Maybe
of
one
this
of the
one.
chrysogorgids, yeah.
Which is
Either whether you zoom in or the whip, either one.
okay, great. The chrysogorgid was the small round thing behind this whip coral, is that right? A little to the left?
Copy.
And I'm going to take this back. This is not an icidid.
Okay.
I think this could be another Candidella gigantea, the primnoid.
Very cool.
Pushing in tight.
Copy.
That's it.
Okay. Let me know when you're done, Roland. We'll try to get that chrysogorgia. I think they
Okay, pulling
eat
out.
it. Copy. And where was that? Left. Okay, I see it.
Partial.
You want to get these in the foreground or background?
The near ground.
Near ground.
So you see this sponge here on the right. You see it's, we'll zoom in on the chrysogorgids first, and then I'll mention the sponge on the left, I mean.
Okay, great.
Just get this
Was the
flop
sponge
out
on the
first.
left?
Smack
Is
zoom.
that it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sponge on the left.
Okay.
Okay. Pulling out.
Yeah, let's keep coming left.
So the big guy?
Yeah, we'll come on.
So what I wanted to point out here is that it's a Calophacus,
Okay, go ahead.
but you'll see how it looks like it's got a broken branch, and then another branch is coming off, which has got the head on it.
So we want to zoom down a little
And
bit so
what
that we're
that's
pan
showing-
down or tilt down.
It's one of those.
Max zoom.
And what that's telling me is that this is actually a different species of Calophacus. This is one that actually can have multiple heads on one stalk. We used to call it multi-puff.
Oh, really?
But now we know it's, we're calling it Calophacus new genus because it's also an undescribed species.
Is that a dead ophiuroid? Or
Yeah.
crinoid?
It's a living crinoid.
Oh.
So is that the branching that you were talking about, Chris?
Baby crinoid.
Baby?
Yes, that's it, which meant that it actually had a second sort of ball on the other stem before it broke off.
Pulling out
Very
for
cool.
Full species.
Okay. Come on out. Let me know what you need.
Little tilt down.
All right.
To see the
Survey
base.
scientists, are we ready to move on a little bit, or do you want to keep zooming here?
Okay.
Base is hidden, yeah.
That's a good shot. I can see it on the edge.
Copy.
And what is that white thing on the right?
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
This little coral on the left, this is different. I think this is Acanella weberi or something that.
Left or right?
That's what we're currently calling it.
First.
Yeah, let's go to the
Pilot,
where
can
the
we zoom in
branching
on that
is.
one? Do we still? I don't know if we have time or not for anything, so please let me know.
No, we're okay.
Okay.
Come on in.
Pushing in.
You said branching right, Roland?
Yes. Max zoom.
Oh, that one's coming out at us.
Oh, look at that. That's very interesting.
I see a node there, yeah.
So Acanella weberi.
This looks like a pretty weird weberi. If it's a weberi,
Is that a little red polychaete down there, Roland?
Yes, it is. Gonna pull.
so what I'm looking at here is that weberi is characterized by a sort of a whirl of branches that come out near the base out of a node right at the base. But the polyps look really weird, and I'm hoping Lesser Scott's looking right now.
Gonna just tilt up to the top.
Copy.
We can get the polyps better with the black background. How's my voice, by the way, as far as loudness?
You were better right there. I think you just made a small adjustment. You're okay, though.
Well, Chris, it doesn't look like anyone is going to come to your rescue in terms of trying to help identify this sponge. This coral.
Well, it's very interesting. I think it's different than some of the things that we've seen. The very clear tissue over it and just the size and shape of the polyps, but I just don't know these well enough.
Okay. Video's clear.
Okay.
Pulling. Do you still have time for the white object?
Yeah, let's come back.
I'm only at 78. You got a little bit of time.
Partial.
What's that right in front of us on the ground, Roland? Is that just
It's
a hold fast?
Yes.
So Les did come to my rescue if you look in the chat.
Okay.
Huh. So according to Les, that the polyps here
Let's try to
are
zoom
far
here.
too short for an Acanella. So this is not an Acanella species.
What is that?
I don't know what that is.
Max zoom.
Copy.
Anyone want to take a guess on the white thing? That's a technical term, white thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Video's clear.
Copy. Half of Pride Rock. That's what it looked like.
Miniature pride rock.
Yeah. Actually, let's leave it down there. I'm going to be flying over some. And feel free to lose them whenever I do that, Roland.
Copy
If I need it full wide, I'll yell at you.
How the lights look rolling.
It looks
So
like
it's funny
from this
because
height,
based on
it needs to
morphology
be
alone, I'm not
further
sure I
in
would
front of me.
disagree with Chris when
But
he
in
said this
general, it
might
looks
be,
like,
some kind of
low
pillow
line.
lavas, although they're fairly flat lying. But it could just as easily be something else, and that's what's really interesting about the geology that we're seeing on this dive, where we just don't know what it is.
Do you want me to try to make some adjustments, or?
First thing I was going to ask pilots, now that we're out of those tall ones, if we maybe could just run closer to the lower than we were before.
Okay.
We will do our best, sir. It undulates a lot,
really
so
looks
it'll be
like
hard to
pillows.
keep a
If
constant
we
delta.
see anything that looks like,
I can come down a little bit.
a broken pillow that might
Okay.
have like
No,
a
I'm just
tube
trying to move.
structure,
Hmm?
that we see, it'd be interesting to get on it. Not see anything that isn't completely covered over with manganese, so
Get an
All right,
overview
so
of the rocks here.
if we have a chance and we can see something that looks good, Patty, did you say you wanted to try to collect it?
No, not collected.
Oh, just image
zoom
it?
in on it.
Okay.
I think Bob
You
Burns
wanna
is on
go
the line
here,
or
Ron?
was, and
Go
you know,
on what, corals?
No, they're talking about rocks.
the people sure have pillow morphology.
They
hold
do,
there, yeah,
but
see
they're
if that
also
gives
just
them
so covered in stuff.
Better idea, maybe. Deb, I heard zoom's not collection.
Right, exactly.
So is this okay here?
Yeah,
Those
this is perfect.
tubes on the right.
In fact, I think you can zoom out again.
Okay.
Yucky stuff that you can't see through.
Yeah.
Is that Ron? You want to go in?
Yeah, well, you see the tubes
What is
I'm
that?
referring to?
Yeah, these two right here. Looks
Yeah.
like a Y.
Yeah. You see that where the hole is.
Maybe a sponge that fallen over and has sediment on it.
Yeah. See some hydroids or something growing on it.
So we're
What's
looking
that
at these
black
two
thing up there?
white
It's a hole.
Hold there.
sedimented things. And I would probably tend to agree with our navigator who said that maybe these are like a sponge or something that was knocked over and then covered in sediment.
That's how Ron.
Wow,
Rocks
that's like
blocking it.
ultra zoom on the
Well,
rocks.
Partial.
I'm looking straight now.
Copy. Okay, Ron. One more.
More zoom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Just hold there. Let's just
Partial.
see if we can figure out what it is. I guess sponge, yeah.
Good texture there.
Okay, when you're clear, Ron.
Okay. Pulling.
Looks like ship moves complete. What direction are we thinking? Kind of 210 is pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine with me. I don't even want to guess anymore.
Copy.
All right, so we're just going to keep on moving for a
Partial
little bit.
past the skids.
Copy.
Try to figure out where this density of corals and sponges went. And what we're trying to do is to achieve our second waypoint, which is on a much higher part of the ridge, in the hopes that that will have the highest density of communities.
Yeah, I wonder if we could maybe move on to the sharper side of the ridge, since this is a little bit barren of corals, and see if there's a relationship between the density of the corals and the slope near the edge.
I will
Take
ask.
the black, just to check the blacks.
So, Navigator,
it.
did you hear that by any chance?
Negative.
So they're wondering if there's a sharper part of the ridge
Black
here
spot
that
on.
we might be able to attain.
Yeah, we can take a look. I mean, looking at high
Yeah, it's hard to see the nav screen, but I think the eastern side had a sharper drop-off. That's sort of what I'm talking about. And so just the other side of the ridge might have richer coral hunting
It
grounds.
might just be flatter in here until we get up to this 2,400 contour. One thing we can do is we can either head farther west and try to find a steeper part. So I can put in another ship move to do that.
I think they'd actually prefer to move to the east
So you want to
and
go to the
maybe
east
cross
side?
the ridge again. Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
And I think that's based because that was where they had been seeing that nice high density of corals.
Yeah, copy. So I'm looking at bearing of like say like 140. Bring you
140.
to the eastern side of this.
Okay.
I mean, watch. I think it's gonna be very similar all the way across.
Okay.
But
I'm
we
gonna
can
recall
we
a
can take a
white preset.
jump over there and take
Okay.
a look.
Perfect. Thank
Do
you.
your thing, Ron.
So, Shore-based science team,
Turn left.
Yeah, sounds good.
what they're thinking right now, the ROV team thinks that this is probably going to be pretty
Is that
much
a
what
fish
it looks
there?
like,
Yeah.
even
Gotta
if we
get it
cross over the ridge and move over to
Not
the eastern
seeing
side.
it.
But I
Yes,
think
see it.
that's a
Gotta
good
have
way
it.
to try at least, because as Chris said, that was where we had seen a higher density of
Standing right.
organisms
yeah, I'm
before.
Try to
So we're just going to zigzag across the top of the ridge a little bit.
All right, so I'm looking at 150. We'll
Okay,
do like,
come on in.
Ooh, it's a fish.
Hold there. Don't turn.
This is another of those I can't even pronounce it.
Okay, come on in.
Synaphobranchidae? No, that can't be right.
Synaphobranchid.
Synaphobranchid?
Yeah.
Nope, that's right.